Back, all you beautiful people out there. We're ready for one of the El Clasicos out of Western Europe, even though currently in Riyadh, it's still a matchup that, you just got to play out. Tundra facing off against Liquid. Trent, excited for this one, yeah? You feeling pretty stoked about it?
Yeah, I think typically with these teams, I would have been thinking things like, okay, well, this probably isn't going to matter too much because they're probably like near the top of the group, right? It's Tundra and Liquid. They're pretty good. They won TI. Liquid, at the start of the year, were looking like the best team in the world until Game Gladiators finally just completely slapped us in the face over and over and over again, saying, no, we are the greatest. So the world number twos here. Not number two in the group. Neither team here number two in the group.
Nope.
Group not looking so good for these teams.
It's been a little bit rough. I mean, we're not necessarily going to need to go over it too much, but basically, Tundra is at the very bottom with TSM, and Liquid are one game ahead of them. So realistically, at various times, these teams have gone from taking 2-0s over each other, both teams doing that, and also splitting series. And as you were just talking about before we went live here, it's also happened with Aoi, that they've both split games, they've split series, and they've each 2-0'd each other. A 2-0 here for either team is horrific. Is really, really bad. 1-1 and they can both still be in a good position. But if one of these two teams gets 2-0'd, there's a decent chance that they actually get eliminated in groups, which would be insane. It would be crazy.
Yeah, it is certainly possible. That is the point we are at. It used to be a matchup that Liquid were super confident in. In fact, there is another multiverse that we did not go down where Liquid find their way into the grand final and maybe defeat Tundra. That's kind of how it was viewed at the time. It felt like
at
lost
TI.
to Secret. Yeah, at TI, of course. When Secret won that lower bracket final, went to the finals and got washed by Tundra, many people, Liquid feels like they probably would have done better in that match. It felt like they really had Tundra's number at the time, but couldn't get over Secret, so they didn't get their opportunity. And then recently, though, Tundra, they've been getting those wins, be it in DPC, be it in some group stages and stuff. But then most importantly, they got one in the upper bracket at Bali. Unfortunately, they were then knocked out in the lower bracket by Team Liquid. But it shows that they can hang with them. And yes, most importantly, including when they have Aoi 2000 standing in here, as we won't have Soxa with us here today. So don't consider them too much weaker. Just because Aoi's in here. This guy's a grinder, all right? Every time I open my door to client, he's still in there. I see Crystal Maiden is playing ranked, Crystal Maiden level 12. Every time I open my client, he's still gaming.
Well, we're going to be gaming right now as well as we hop into this game number 1. Liquid versus Tundra. We'll see what ends up popping out. I saw actually this morning, speaking of which, Aoi was queuing and playing a ranked game during the match that we were watching. He was playing AA. Dare we might see some Ancient Apparition come out today for some Position 5? Who knows? We'll have to wait and
crazy.
See. That'd be nuts.
Who picks AA?
I don't know.
He played 2 AA games in a row?
Yeah,
okay. All right. This is a little suspect here.
A little dangerous.
1 versus Ench.
Are we are we giving away privileged information right now, by the way?
No, I'm on the Pro Tracker. It's okay.
Okay,
I'm looking publicly on the internet.
Got it.
This is available. It's all right.
Let's love that. Okay, well, bans to start. Enigma, Io, both taken out of the pool. Liquid, what are they going to take next? In terms of drafts recently for each of these teams, it's a lot of the stuff that you would still somewhat anticipate. We've seen Tundra's banning out the Snapfires, the Storm Spirits. They've been taking out Embers depending upon the matchup that they're playing against. A couple Brood bans. They decided to take the Pango out this time since they do have first pick. Dare we maybe see a Brood?
Where are the Legion gamers at? Are they Legion Commander teams yet? Doesn't look like it. They have not hopped on the Legion train.
No.
I'm going to keep bringing her up because I think she's turning into the flavor of this tournament. I think you got to start considering Legion. I noticed that Tundra got 2-0'd their last series, both Legion games. Aster taking them down.
Interesting. I mean, that's what's kind of crazy about this tournament too, right? It has, I feel like, in a way, a similar vibe to that TI experience, and you start to wonder if this one hero gets hot and then suddenly you're behind on the meta, things could start falling apart quickly within a team. You got to be sure, and I mean, obviously these teams are very good at it, to not sort of fall into a trap of changing things up immediately. But For now, they're going to run the Snapfire. It's given to them.
Speaking of meta,
Right.
the second most picked hero here at the tournament. Rubik still holding that number 1 slot right now. Snap still looking great, though. Win rate dropping a little bit, closer to 50%, but she has looked very powerful in both first pick as well as second pick. Second pick is really strong because you have this option of keeping it as support or mid until the very end, particularly because not even just support. Like, she's a pretty comfortable position 5, 4, 3, and mid. So you can really do a lot with your 10th pick with this option. But similarly, where Liquid have now picked it in this first phase, first phase with first pick, you also still have a relatively strong mid laner who you can also flex pretty close right up until the end. So it's a pretty good choice for either opener here. But we've been getting a lot of Timbersaw games.
We have. Paired together with the Clockwork this time, I think part of this is also just to take the Clockwork away from Liquid in a way. I think Snapfire Clockwork is incredibly strong nowadays. And it also sets up very nicely for Timbersaw. You just Timber Chain through, drop a Chakram on your way through, and you're going to be in a good position. Liquid, though, opting to pick up the Monkey King. So more heroes that have that flex potential. Do have to say, though, taking it into both vision from Clockwork and then ability to cut trees from Timbersaw, it's a pretty bold play.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it was traditionally like one of those bans that you would opt for when you were picking Timbersaw. Ursa was obviously like one of the biggest ones, but we know love for the bear. That hero is apparently quite dead. We're just not allowed to pick him. And yeah, we'll see how they want to play this out. I assume it'll be a core in the sense that they want to be countering and dealing with that Timbersaw, but then of course you have so many lane issues that you have to deal with. This general idea of just like, is the Timber just going to go mid and then you don't get the mid matchup, or are you willing to put it mid as well? Because that could be it, right? Just like hand it over to Nisha, let him take it. Mickey also very comfortable taking heroes to the mid lane. Not something that they're doing as much lately, but certainly still an option for them. Tundra, though, they actually already played one of their matches this tournament with this situation occurring. They picked the Timbersaw. Talon attempted the Monkey King core counter pick, and they still pulled it through from Tundra with 3-3 on that Timbersaw playing into the lane of 23's Monkey King. So they're not dissuaded here.
No, I mean, I think 33 always finds a way to sort of make those lanes work for himself, right? Even if it is a counter pick. But I wouldn't hate it being stuck on over into mid lane either, just to mitigate the potential danger. But then, who knows? Maybe they swap it up and put freaking Niche on the Monkey King. There's a lot of flex potential. But for now, at least, they're going to take the Naga Siren out of the pool along with the Bat Rider, another one of those heroes that's been running absolutely wild over this entire group stage. And I think the thing that's going to be interesting to watch, Tundra have that next pick out of this phase, can take like some support or whatever. It's going to be Liquid that have to reveal sort of their hand of what are these cores that are going to be picked first. What are these heroes going to go in the roles that we're expecting, or are they going to get swapped around? And then, of course, Tundra are going to have that last overall pick for the counters.
I'm kind of surprised that they banned the Bat Rider themselves on Tundra. I would have thought that would be the exact hero they would want out of this phase as a support. I feel like that would be so strong.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's an Owie thing. Like, has he not been playing the support Bat when they do it, or because like obviously I think if it's Soxa it's like 100%, but it seems weird that Owie wouldn't be as comfortable just picking up a hero like that. But not going to be the choice this time. So what support do they want to grab here? What looks pretty solid for AUI? The Visage. Are they going to bust that back out? I see he has already attempted it, doing his 5 Visage.
That's crazy. I could see it maybe. Yeah, they ban it.
Oh,
he's getting it targeted.
All right. I mean, that is the only unfortunate thing, is that he is a grinder. Like, Owie is still actively gaming stuff, but he still is going to have these heroes that he's already shown in his stand-in states, because obviously he's been standing in a lot lately. That Soxa unfortunately had to leave Bali too, where he does tend to stick to a bit of a smaller pool. What they may do sometimes is swap it, and they'll give Snake King the 4 and give Owie the 5. In fact, that's typically what they do when the stand-in thing happens. I said do. But
nice. I was going to call it out, but
really
I'm glad
wish they
you did.
yeah, thank you. I really wish that they would have went for the Bat. I don't know. It would look sick, but it'll be the Techies instead. So.
Oh, the other classic.
Oh my God, is it back?
What year is it? Oh, jeez, that's pretty cool. I like this.
Has he actually? I don't think he's played many Techies games. He's played one in Bali when he stood in, and that is it in terms of his stand-in stuff. So he has. I mean, that's kind of funny too, because everyone's been asking for it, but they're bringing it back again. He did lose that game, but it was versus Game Gladiators, so you know.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fine. I think this is going to be an interesting one because, I mean, first of all, they've got like, this reminds me of the Underlords. They're like trying to get their buff for all the mechanical units they have.
Yes, yeah.
But I will say there is
that's a throwback.
I know, right? A massive amount of jump, a massive amount of magical damage, and what do you do to counter that? Take the Oracle. This is a nice pick right here. A good way to sort of save that one target that gets jumped on by this mass amount of damage. Dude, I'm ready though. No, I'm not ready. I was going to say that I could have done. It could have been the Darkseer, but it can't be the Darkseer into Oracle now. Maybe it still can.
No, it can't. Don't be foolish. I'm done with this hero though, man. Like, I was actually listening to Cap and SVG for the game they were casting with Oracle being featured in it, and Cap was saying this might be like the biggest buff in a long time that a hero's ever had in a patch. It feels like we don't get these like crazy huge buffs anymore, but this one's just wild. Like it's that one big drawback to Fate's Edict gone. It's just gone. It's just dummy stupid spell. You guys remember yeah, sure. Let's just bring back sort of pseudo repel. Why not?
I mean, here's the thing, right? There was a period of time where the buff that Oracle got was an Aghanim Scepter buff. It was and people were saying that it was like maybe too good then when it had to pay like 4,200 gold for it. Now it's just given to him. Yeah, I am fully on board. I think this hero is insane. And then on top of that, you get Reign of Destiny Tormentor. It's like those two things together, the hero's crazy.
Yeah, that's a really solid one. Does that impact? I can't remember. It impacts all healing. Is that right? Including lifesteal? I believe so. So, like, theoretically, wouldn't that be really good with Monkey King in combination?
Yeah.
Allies in the area have increased heal and have increased incoming heal amplification. Oh, okay. I'll look at the wiki on that one. Yeah, but sometimes the wording isn't exact. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's a good point. Lion gets taken in the meantime. So massive amounts of sort of magical damage around those level 6s, right? Oracle, obviously the Purifying Flame's going to be a good chunk of damage there. And then Tundra just dropped the Razor on him.
I can confirm. Does not grant other restoration manipulations. Okay, so no life steals, none of that stuff. It is just straight up heals. So good stuff. Okay. The wording is correct. You love to see it. Razor back versus the Monkey King. So this was a hero that was picking up a little bit of steam before this event as well. Was being spammed quite a bit by multiple people in pubs in a couple different roles too. So hasn't found its footing quite yet. It kind of reminds me of the Meepo in some ways, where it's like everyone was like really worried about Meepo, but it hasn't taken off to a huge degree with this Atos build. Razor, I think, is similarly primed for a potential breakout performance.
Right. Oh, he could definitely be. I think that now, particularly when we've been seeing Gaming Gladiators run it in response to that Leshrac getting stolen away from him, it's looked incredibly good. In this type of a composition, you don't have that natural save, and I don't think we're going to be seeing any extra come out either, unless it's sort of from either the build the Razors going themselves, if it's like an offlane Razor, or from that offlaner giving him a little bit of a boost. But again, if it's Timbersaw, that's where it sort of gets funky. Yeah, I don't know. This is looking like a bit of a weird draft from Tundra.
Well, they'll at least have another chance to see what Liquid have cooking. This will probably be the Zai hero last. They cover themselves early here. What are they missing? A little bit of magic damage would be kind of nice. I mean, they have the Snapfire and the Oracle and the Lion, but they have any way to amplify that a little bit more? That'd be kind of nice versus like Timbersaw and Razor. Because I feel like Razors want to ignore BKB if they can a little bit. So perhaps you could like force that out a bit early.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe some more like team fight control potentially. Like you have sort of these single target things coming from Lion. I don't know.
The Darkseer.
I mean, you could. I don't know. I don't like it against Razor Timber. They're thinking it's going to be a carry, and then they don't get to see the counter pick. So Liquid have to pick it blind. That's the other issue. God, there's not many offlaners left.
I guess Beast is the big one that just stands out. It's pretty balanced. I mean, he has issues versus Timber, so I don't think you really need to ban it. I feel like you're kind of okay if that happens. The laning pairing doesn't look that great. It is at least decent setup for Snap. Tide is the other classic with Snap that we see, but I mean,
I was
really
going to ask.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Tide could work against Razor? Is that too scary if they decide to just put Razor safe lane?
That would be the concern, I would say, for sure. They might be thinking, like, do we need to find... I guess they have double stuns, though, on the supports, like either the root from the Oracle or just Lion being there, so they can kind of outplay it.
Okay.
That could be the consideration that if you're really committed for it. That's a classic. We used to see it back when Mars and Razor were both in the meta. We saw this happening quite a bit, where you'd be spearing away the Razor when he tried to go for the Link. But yeah, they'll play it safe with the Darkseer.
Okay.
It's kind of cool, though, because it was covered by their own Oracle pick. He doesn't have the best support pairings, though.
Well, not only that, I think in terms of damage potential, he's really just going to be there to sort of the Monkey King, because Iron Shell isn't going to do anything to Razor Timbersaw. Although maybe in the laning stage, he gets up to like level 3, level 4. I think now if you're... Yeah, I think you pick a carry now. Bloodseeker, Ursa would be fine with me.
Ho!
CK. Same idea as Bloodseeker.
I forgot who was playing. Here I was just thinking of heroes, not of players. Look at Scatter. He's bringing out that chaos. A couple heroes he really likes. Because of the potential that you have in terms of the pullback and the stun, it can make it a little bit difficult to play around with your Surge, I would say.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to watch. Obviously, great games for Pipes for Crimson Guards. The Iron Shell, again, doesn't do here. Actually, like in the past, you could do some cool things against these Illusion heroes because you get double Iron Shell going with the Aghanim Scepter, the old one. Now you have to wait till 25 to do that, which feels really bad. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think it could work out okay. But I am a little bit concerned that Tundra are going to maybe take him to task a little bit here. It's going to be 9 playing the Razor, facing off against the Nisha Snapfire on mid. Worries, thoughts that you have about the drafts? Is there anything that stands out to you that you're really concerned about or excited for?
I really want to see how 3-3's Timbersaw does versus Mickey's Monkey King in lane, because they already played this matchup, and 3-3, according to the numbers, at least won the lane, but obviously we didn't watch the game itself because we were casting other games. So I'm curious to see just how he plays it, to see if they're manipulating the creep waves a lot, or if we actually see some impact from this theoretically good counter pick, this idea of just like, hey, you want to sit in the lane, I'm going to keep punching you. It's going to help sustain me. Can they take advantage of that? And then what kind of a build do we see at a Mickey? Because we've been seeing the Battle Furious Monkey, which is great when you keep the aggression going. But then if things start to stall out a little bit and then you're not farming, you have a mid-Snapfire, kind of feels like he might be forced to go Battle Fury.
I think he's going to have to. I don't see a world where... I mean, but at the same time, again, he doesn't have like a great partner to play with. So his mid game is just going to be AFK farming. It feels like both he needs to be able to play with and fight with the Monkey King, and also he needs to be farming constantly. But maybe he just farms heroes. That's a possibility too. Just run at him. Gets 4 points Iron Shell, 4 points Surge, sends in his Monkey King, starts beating people to death. Could work.
Just a lot of heroes.
Yeah. Tundra rapping and did get that ward down. So this one, I think Zai is scouted. There's some pings coming out there.
It does look like Insania might have also seen them place that ward. Seemed pretty confident that they placed a ward there. I'm not sure if it would just happen because his was down first, but...
Right. Placing some more there around the map, and it looks like this should be 2 apiece. Boxy has the stun. Can throw it out there if they need to. And yeah, they're not even going to contest on Tundra. So off to the lanes. 2 wards apiece, and we'll see how it goes. Zai heads up towards top. Now, this is going to be one of the things to watch for is how does he play this lane? Are they going to try? I mean, Boxy's actually sat over towards mid for a second, so he's going to be a little bit late to it. Do they try and run him down a little bit early?
Well, I know what a Clockwork wants to do at level 1.
Yeah.
You just press battery salt and you run into them. one goal in life. A decent trade out, especially if it's just a lonely little line. Like, oh yeah, come on over here. Want some good. Yeah, get him.
Oh, Mickey though. Ooh, taking some damage. Mickey, lower. Oh, the hit. It's enough. Snake.
Oh, wow.
Wait, he didn't have mischief. He already used it.
All right, well done. The last little bits there. Taking him down. And we'll get right back to the lane. But that's first blood. Techies, you know, not necessarily the best. The only reason I say that is because, like, Techies doesn't get the big bonus of the game boots. The lot of supports we get first blood, your first thought immediately is just boots. Boxy, though. Wish he had boots.
Not going to be able to get out of there. Zai
he just got
has
2.
saved his point. So holding on just in case he, like, with Lion, he wants to make sure he can leave it open in case they get a vacuum kill, but it's scary when you don't have Surge in that lane as Nisha pushing back 9, making his life a little bit miserable here. We have seen the power of this Snapfire throughout this group stage. This hero looks unbelievably strong mid.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic looking hero, particularly that first rotation at level 6, and that is something that you're often looking for the stun on your carry to achieve.
Zai, double Ion Shell, wants to turn vacuum.
Ooh.
With the stun. They have not enough damage, but they turn. Owie doesn't quite manage to get a punch off. Oh, well played by. That's why you save your point, everybody.
I love how we are in a no Surge Darkseer life. It feels so good seeing early vacuum. 60-second cooldown, still can't stop it. I can't wait till that next patch. We're increasing it again. It's just like the old days, guys. We're back. Every patch, vacuum just gets longer and longer.
Please, no. Please.
I can't believe it's a minute. That's so insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy spell. It does so much damage. 100 damage at level 1 for 60 mana.
For 60 seconds.
Yeah. Owie. Come on over to try and contest that. Make sure he doesn't give open a pull for Boxy. This Cog's pushback actually burning some of the mana there, the Darkseer. And Skitter. Skitter. Oh, Skitter. That's that cooldown. He didn't know about the cooldown trend.
He didn't know. He thought the patch came through.
Dude.
It's like it's been 2 minutes already? What's happening?
Yeah, they are not prepared.
Jeez, it's a bit of a flub moment, huh?
In fact, if they're not careful, Owie has to run away. They're bullying back the Clockwork here too. Man.
All right, well, all this action up top, I haven't had a chance to really eye up this match. All right, could you stop fighting, guys? There are other lanes.
They just want to fight here.
Down bottom, they get the root onto 3-3, but... Oh, nice mischief.
Able to dodge some of it, but still gets brought down. So Tundra getting a little bit of pushback there in the bottom lane after the disaster of a lane top has settled down a bit.
So this counter pick, huh? This Monkey King. I don't know. I don't think this was a pick just without Timbersaw in mind. I'm willing to wager they had an idea that this was going to do quite well versus him, but that is not the case at the moment. And part of that comes down to the no reactive armor build.
Boxy. Yeah, I think he's in some trouble here.
Lotus.
Dukes able to get away with that stun. And meanwhile, down bottom, Snake King also goes down. They're going to find another. No, the body blocks. 33 has the Timber Chain. Able to find that kill onto Insania. Both of the counter picks have not worked. Like, the CK against the Darkseer and the Monkey King against the Temper, neither of them are doing what they needed to do.
And it's the adaptation that you have too, just no reactive, right?
Yeah.
We've seen this before in this matchup as well. It's not necessarily a new thing, but when you have the right pairing, like with this Techies, it's just a case of overwhelming damage. Like every 4 seconds, 110 pure damage is an insane amount to output.
Oh, yeah.
He actually has gold for arcanes right now, so assuming he makes it out of this little instance, he's going to be very happy in this laning setup. Meanwhile, up top, though, they want to do more plays. He has no mana for Surge. He's going to have to wand.
Pulls him back in. The catch again. Ion Shell paired together, trying to get what damage they can onto Zai, but they're trading it with all the creeps. Listen, if you want to learn to play Darkseer, watch what Zai has done this game. It has been immaculate. He gets gone on. He already has an Ion Shell on the other creep, puts one on himself, mans up. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, see, I went flight. He went fight, you know. Skitter needs a couple more crits there, and it was close, obviously. Like, that is one of the situations where it can roll the other way, but he's taking the most advantage of the Vanguard that you can. Really just putting in the body.
Oh, yeah.
And currently, they're going to try and fight over this top rune right now. Nisha, 1 charge left in the bottle, 2 left for 9. Oh, he goes for the play. The cookie creep.
Oh. And it's going to be enough. Nisha. Well done. Owie.
He's body blocking? No way. Oh.
Owie, nicely played. And now with Snake King showing up, it is just a bloodbath in this game. Back and forth they go. So much damage done. Snake King isn't quite going to be enough. Okay. They run forward. He's dodging all the damage, but now 33 runs in. The body blocks from Owie. Oh, he did it to him. 33 picks up the finish. Boxy tries to run away. 33 catches the eyes on him. Needs to find that timber chain angle and isn't quite going to get there. Boxy's going to deny himself to the neutrals. Wow.
So all that for an illusion rune. That opening play though from Nisha, that's something that that's the main problem of playing versus the Snapfire. So the second they hit 6, it is so hard not to just get cookied. And 9 had no play because he doesn't have a stun to end the channel on the ultimate. So you saw him like running towards Nisha, but like that wasn't going to achieve anything. Let's say Wisdom Rune was picked up here from Insania, and Snake King will grab the other one on the Dire side. So it'll be 1 for 1.
Also, we're seeing a lot of stacks over in the Dire side jungle. Not really any for the Radiant. Of course, they do have some heroes that can take those pretty effectively, mainly just the Timbersaw for 33.
And he is going to be having a Timber game where he can pretty much just go wherever. That mischief was a bit early. But the Fate's Edict.
Good dodge. The damage from the Fate's Edict, and now Boundless Strike. Skitter's shown up, tries to bring him down. They didn't have another thing to break trees. Not level 6 yet on 33. But the stun, and now the wall dropped down. Connects on the Skeeter, finds him for the finish. 5 heroes from Liquid show up in the bot lane.
Yeah, if you're going to try and abuse the Twin Gate, we're bringing numbers right now. That's what Liquid are saying, and that is a bad result there for Tundra. 3-3 able to escape here, and is closing on that 6, like you said, but not being available in that fight was pretty painful. Could have done a whole lot with how clumped they were. He's going to hit 6. He still didn't end up buying his Arcanes, so he got his Vanguard first, but once he's Arcanes, ulti, we're going to see a big increase in the net worth of this Timbersaw.
And I will say the one thing that's missing with that rotation, if Liquid had scouted those stacks, you throw 1 Ion Shell on one of those creeps in there, suddenly he takes the stack from them. Yeah. But Boxy didn't go check for it as Boxy is found in the river. So Liquid, well, they move in. Fate's Edict backs away. Nisha does have kisses, but steps in pretty far forward. Still in trouble. They lose Insania. They manage to find another finish, and well, this is what he does.
Yeah, he actually had no blast off anyway. He probably could have just like straight up ulted him, but the cookie was just too easy for him. So up top though, Skitter. Oh, he's got a heal. Not enough. It's not even close.
Nikkei, he's decided to go for the farming heroes route as they get a kill onto 9. Now going to find Owie. Ion Shell, Monkey King. This timing is very strong.
No, Battle Fury. Woo! Monkey King. Let's go.
Yeah.
Remove the item, guys. No more. We're banning it for Monkey King. We want to see a resurgence of this hero, okay?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's definitely very good. And I mean, it's sort of what you had talked about, right? That like, if Monkey King does not get farmed this game, they're in a really bad spot, but they need him to be active too. So it has to be both. And the only way to do that is get a whole bunch of kills. 33 going to get brought down. Nisha, the one that gets the last hit.
Man, these rotations from Tundra have not been working. All starting with that twin gate move. Now Snake King jumps to the wrong side. Oh, Insania sidesteps him to deny the DD away from 9.
He just lives. Owie.
Down bottom.
Cogs
Owie,
push
maybe.
back. Nicely played. Haven't hit level 6 yet for that clockwork. A couple of these heroes, these supports, would love to get this now.
And Arcane Soul Ring done here for Zai. So just the permanent I am on the map. Never going home. Going to be farming up all these neutral camps, pushing out the waves. And a bit of an active item here for Nisha. This very standard. We're seeing it every game. The Atos Snapfire into the Boots of Travel. So they have smoke options here if they want to go for some kills. You have this overwhelming magic damage versus the Timber Saw. But you also have another stack being formed here by Tundra. So 3-3 about to do his thing. He's currently the top core for their team at about 4,500 net worth. We'll see where he winds up after all of this, because he's got a full mana pool and a lot of creeps.
Oh, yeah. Starts to take it down.
So fast. It is so fast, this hero.
It's really nice. And it is just like, it's free, and it helps out the rest of his supports, too, get to where they need to be. So he finishes off all of this. Will have a soul ring done for himself on top of 750 gold. Now one of the top net worths there.
That was almost 1,000 gold that he got there. It's just so crazy.
Atos in, finding one, snaking in trouble. Cookie not going to connect, but does not matter. They had more than enough with all of Liquid showing up to that one. With the exception of Mickey down bottom.
And this is level 10 Snapfire with Atos. This is like the ultimate nukage. The only thing you're missing is the little shredder. That's mostly for the buildings at this point. But you have max Cookie, max Scatterblast, the talent to boost it further, and your ulti, right? It's just the amount of damage you do relevant to how much HP heroes tend to have is just crazy. Skitter, though, gonna have to TP out of this one. Not gonna happen.
He rolled low on the stun, I guess. I mean, it's 1.75 at level 1, so it actually was just never going to work, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm assuming he thought he had Boundless. Maybe he saw him do it like on the wave or something before.
9. Trying to play clean up there. Snake King able to get in time to break the TP, so it ends up being both carries dying, actually.
Hookshot?
Hookshot. Finding another. Insania was coming to help. He didn't know. So another couple of quick kills. Liquid getting a little bit
Time to figure out exactly where they want to move to next, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nisha's playing very aggressively here, just farming up some of that dire territory, knowing that it's relatively tanky. He's like 1,700 HP. He's probably the tankiest hero in the game, is he? Outside of Timbersaw, of course, I suppose.
Right.
But, yeah, very beefy hero to put forward. Not too concerned with the hookshot being available. Could be something to be worried about, though, when that comes back up. Roaming this aggressively seems a little wild, but, man, he just does not care, huh?
I mean, this is sort of the same stuff, though. I feel like people have been innovating a bit. You talked about the other day with Gaming Gladiators, where they just run into these high grounds and, force people to respond to them, kind of. And with the Haster, Nisha just felt like he wasn't going to die.
I feel like doing that in front of a Timbersaw is kind of like the recommendation when you see a black bear. You're just supposed to like look really big and yell very loudly. And that's kind of what Nisha's doing, right? Grizzly bears don't bother.
Ooh.
I mean, especially white bears. The polars, they got you. But all right, roar at the bear. Oh, nice hook shot.
They get it. Wisdom Rune stolen. Meanwhile, Finger of Death out onto the techies, but Boxy in trouble. Owie starts to die. They brought numbers on the side of Liquid. Steal it away. Snake King goes down. So 1 for 1, but Liquid, they get the bounty, or Wisdom.
Yeah, he was able to save 3-3 because that probably would have been his death if it wasn't for the hook shot in there, but...
9. Looking for the wraparound.
Oh, this is good.
Gets the leash onto Nisha. Tries to get away. The surge. Escaping. Nisha away, but still looking for the chase. Timber chain out. Chakram to follow. They turn instead onto Zai. Boxy, things getting all kinds of weird. Now Skitter pops the ulti. Zai stun saved immediately. The turret Skitter goes down. Oh, Insania on the money with the save. Liquid. Just perfect team fighting.
the prioritization there of Tundra, it looked like the communication kind of broke down a bit. They were trying to figure out exactly how they were going to play out that fight. So they're just chasing after a surged Nisha. He's getting away. Zai was just hobbling in the middle of them for the longest time. They were like, oh, he's got no vacuum. He's got no wall. He's not really a threat anymore. But he was too tanky of them to actually focus, since he obviously is a Crimson Guard. And, you know, he's a pretty tanky boy right now.
Right.
That was very frustrating for Tundra. These last, well, pretty much all the fights have been looking very disastrous for them. And think about how that started. That was an invis backstabbing Razor.
Right. No, totally. I mean, that should have been great. I think one of the problems is that they don't really, at this point, have an answer to the surge if Aoi can't get that hook shot into the cogs on him. They have to find the cogs. But 9, he's going to be found heading through the jungle, and, I mean, it's just assassinations. One after the other. Mickey is 7-3-4, has been involved in so many fights on this Monkey King.
And that all comes back to this Ob Sentry combo that was placed that was allowing Nisha to play so aggressively through a lot of this map. And that's what ends up spotting 9 coming through there. He fights him on the high ground afterward. It's all Liquid right now. The lead is not insurmountable. It's only 5K. We've definitely seen a lot worse as of late in some of our games. But the problem is it has no sign of really slowing down. And it's a quick acceleration there, as you can see.
No, it definitely has. Yeah, the increase in farm has been very palpable. And, dude, going next Deso. Like, I want to see, yeah, he's like the highest last hits at this point in the game, 125 for the Darkseer. Which, granted, Zai's been farming pretty well, but it's been a lot of fighting.
Yeah. And this is very much a dependency upon Insania that Mickey can build like this, I would say.
Yeah.
And he feels comfortable enough going for this Deso. Hook shot down bottom. They're going to try and catch Boxy farming under a tower. This is just going to cost both of them their supports, their lives, though. But how many rotations they're putting in here, I'd be surprised if they both make it out.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to catch at least on to Snaking here. And then down on the bottom, Aoi going to get body blocked.
Into body block? All right. Relax, dude.
Yeah. It's by enough time that Mickey can get involved in the kill again. So they do manage to draw the entire Liquid team down bottom. So yes, they give up some kills, but some space created on the map for the rest of these cores to farm. Oh, that is an Octarine core. Wow. He should have farmed.
He is rather large and most certainly in charge. Wait, who?
Oh, wait, no. Niche 33 has the Octarine core. Excuse me.
He is large and rather in charge. Unfortunately, though, yeah, not in charge of this game. We gotta figure out a plan here for Tundra. So right now, the Roche is being taken by Liquid. This is a Deso Monkey King. They have a Snapfire, so you're not gonna get here in time. Oh, hey, a medallion, of course. Insania gotta have the most medallions purchased over the past couple of years. I feel like this guy, every single game, doesn't matter. The medallion's in his pocket.
Right. Absolutely. He knows what he needs to do. They're trying to set up already here, though. As soon as this Aegis goes down, Boxy, of course, Blink Dagger done, ready to jump at a moment's notice. Do they decide to go on to 9? He's backing away. Boxy finds Aoi. Mickey finds the Razor. 9 almost dead as they take that. Wait, he dropped? Oh, some raindrops on the ground as he died. And, yep, that's going to be the Razor dead as well.
I assume he was trying to backpack his raindrops because he was just going to die or something, maybe. He was just going to save them. I'm not sure. But maybe he missed. I got nothing.
Did laugh about it immediately, so yeah, there's something going on.
Maybe he thought they would take his sacrifice.
Yeah. Take my raindrops, not me. 6K on the gold lead. Dead. 33. They find him. Mickey, is he too far forward? Vacuum, wall, hook shot in, Aoi onto him, but the save, it's there for the turnaround. It's going to have a lot of lifesteal coming out. Cogs pushback, still good damage in onto Zai. Will it be enough? 33's dead, and Mickey is full HP. After all of that, Zai getting ran at, but the Force Staff to keep him away from 9. Cookie forward, kills Aoi. Every move that Tundra is making, Liquid is there for the counterplay. But they did lose the Aegis on Mickey. He is not deterred. Maybe he should
Clearly
be.
not.
Get the hell back, you crazy guy.
Man, the way that they space out in that fight from Liquid, though, able to just get away when everyone's getting low. Zai somehow narrowly escaping in that one, too. Just barely getting back out. We're roiding them with that tower, too. I didn't even get a fight recap after that. I was waiting for it, hoping I could see something.
Oh, we're seeing it here on the
Oh, there we go.
PGM.
Thank you. Like, look how much damage Tundra did. That's what I was going to check. Like, what a difference. Hello?
Yeah.
How are we losing fights? We're doubling them in damage. How is
Yeah.
this fair? How is this balanced?
I mean, they're all in on one target, and that target gets false promised, or you also have the surge away that happens, and then the reset with all the healing. I mean, it's devastating. This is before Reign of Destiny, for goodness sakes. My God. Well, Liquid definitely getting everything that they need at this point. And for Tundra, going to need to buy some time. It feels like they're going to need it to get to a point where Skitter can just like one-shot a hero at the start of the engagement before Insania can react.
That's true.
Or kill Insania, you know?
That would also be great. Yeah.
We'll have to see. Nullifier will also be nice. 9 is going in for that item. Then you at least stop some of the Purifying Flames and everything else that's going on. But Tundra getting ready to take the Tormentor now for themselves. Quick and easy bring down. Ali the one that gets the shard, so jetpack for him. But trying to buy time.
I mean, they already have the one on the techies, so it's not too bad. What was the other? Oh, it could have been the Razor, though. Could have been 9. Oh, that would have been nice. Because you get the... It's always been targeted with a spell, right? And they have like all the single target.
Right.
That would have been pretty nice. Between like the Lion and the Oracle. Not going to happen this time. The lead, considering again how the fights are going, I feel like the lead hasn't grown to too crazy of a degree at this point. They knocked down that Aegis earlier on, so they weren't able to take like total map control using it. Tundra are still getting out on the map here. 3-3 is definitely still being able to farm up here, which is very nice. He's thinking about getting a Shivas next. He does have this early plate mail to try and help out and keep increasing his armor. Shivas looks great versus the Snap and the Monkey King. Mostly the Monkey King, obviously, but it can help out a little bit versus the Shredder.
The late blade mail is very interesting too. I'm curious what the thought process is there. I guess it does kind of wreck the Snapfire once she gets up towards the right-click build.
Yeah, and there's a lot of uncontrollable damage here too, just in general. You know, being caught by like a random boundless strike. Lion is going to have a hard time targeting you too, just in case he tries to go for like those final finishing blows.
Zai, this is a nice pickup. And they get it. Hook shot in. Chakram through. Damage there. Connected. He is,
There's
though,
no
but not
There's
dead.
no
I
way.
can't believe he lived there. Oh, my God. And the turnaround. Dude, the stun. It's there. On to 33. Draining mana. Trying to keep him backing away. He tries to escape, but Atos, it's already on him. Holy moly. How did Zai get away?
All right, how much damage do you think they did? Like, what is the damage number going to be? Is it going to be like 4,000 or something stupid?
I think it will probably be around 3,000.
It's 6,600!
Okay, all right. yeah.
What is happening?
That's crazy.
They can't touch him, dude.
That
is so absurd. That's so absurd.
I don't know. I am not sure anymore.
That's so crazy. He's so small.
Listen.
What's that book made of?
Listen, Zai, can you like chill for a little bit? I'm trying to get buff snatch patch for this guy. You're kind of making him look good. It's not good for the whole vibe, dude.
Yeah, you gotta leave this game and go Q, man. Like the Darkseer is not surviving the night.
It's a problem.
It's a good thing it's only 5:30 in Seattle. Hopefully, Ice Rock's still asleep right now. You might have a chance.
Stay in bed. Stay in bed, Cold Toad. Please.
Yeah, he's got the Aghanim Scepter up here now, too.
Oh, geez.
I mean, you can see it with the way he walks so menacingly, just in the middle of the lanes, right? He doesn't care.
That's true. He's a big, strong guy.
now he's just lurking.
Well, smoke up from Liquid. Going to try and do that cross-map move, catch anybody that they can. As we've come to expect, Tundra probably hiding out, although they find 33. Ooh, jump Hex. Oh, they caught it with the chakra, pulling him away. That's keeping Mickey alive for the moment. But will it be for long enough? Blade Mail doing a bit of work, but the punches and the hits from the stabs, it's enough. Killing him off again.
Oh, it's a tough one. It is a tough one.
Yeah. Man, Liquid came in with the perfect answers in this draft here, and now looking set to take themselves a set of racks here. And Tundra, they just can't really contest. Skitter does have the Blink Dagger done. Boxy, oh my god. Boundless. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Owie tries to stop the bleeding. Will manage to ensure that 9 can retreat, but he had to use BKB to get out of there. That is still buildings going to fall. And now a Butterfly on Monkey King. They're not leaving. There is no desire from them to get the hell out of here. Devastating.
Such an King game to watch, honestly.
Yeah.
Just able to play so aggressively in this match because you're backed up by this Oracle just constantly, as well as all the buffs you're getting from your Darkseer.
Right.
It's been a little bit YOLO at times, of course, but it's paying off for them. There will be another Roche up in 30 seconds, so I'm sure they'll just try and put that right back onto Mickey and just head on in. And if you're Tundra now, trying to find a way back into this one. Is there any way they can just like isolate Zai so that he doesn't get off all of these spells? That would be very helpful. Spells and items, of course.
I mean, we've seen the last 2 times that they've gone on him. It has been 5 heroes on the Darkseer, and he still doesn't die. The Nullifier will matter. You take away Surge, you take away Ion Shell, you take away all those buffs that he has.
Yeah.
But it's still relying upon finding him alone before he gets any spells off.
Yeah, that's the thing,
what they're
too,
gonna try
because
and do.
all these situations, he is escaping away, but even if he were to die, the chase down is still there. That's coming through from the rest of Liquid. So
yeah,
they really need this like Nullifier into kill. But this is amazing. They got an early Roche spawn. If they check this and seal it on Tundra, this could give them a decent chance. I mean, they have the clockwork.
Go look! Go look! Go look!
It's been pinged by Liquid now, and they've got it on their minds.
Although they hold this area. They're holding it with the mines.
The Mighty Mines.
The Mighty Mines. Okay, finds one. Punch, thrown out, everything. 9, dead. All right, the fight has not gone the way they wanted it to. Clockwork finds the back lines, but has to run away. Stunned up the chase. And the dead Owie 2000. And that sets them up to take Roshan themselves on the side of Liquid.
It almost turned into something. It was a good attempt on the very long wraparound backstab, hoping to find someone just lurking and farming by themselves, catching up in behind. Ideally, Zai, like you said, like that Nullifier would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
No, it just doesn't work out. They know they have to take a big risk because they can feel that they're very far behind in this game. And the main problem being that Skitter's just not quite yet there on this Chaos Knight. He needs the dream scenario to do the big amount of damage where he like blinks in, he's completely unimpeded, gets off his ulti and just starts wailing onto people, but unfortunately for them, that's not quite happening yet.
Right. Well, it's scary stuff. And I mean, again, life comes at you fast in these group stages. We're looking at the situation in the lead up to this game and how things were sitting in this Group B. Liquid were in 5th place, tied for it. Tundra tied for last place. Not a situation these teams are used to. And Tundra, I mean, if they come away with the loss here, they're going to have to pull it together really quickly afterwards. Still not completely out of this game, but it's looking really hard to catch back up. And again, a 2-0 would be devastating. Even going 1-1 is pretty rough. We'll see if they can have what it takes. They're going to try and play around this ward here now.
I can see Observer Patrick here devastated that Nisha did not notice the DD rune with his new level 20 talent in Daedalus.
Oh, Mickey. Tree cut. Hook shot. But connected. Down to low HP. Back wall on to 3. The turnaround from Mickey. The save was there. 9 gets the connection on Insania. Immediately broken. Boxy will fall. The only death for Liquid in what feels like a very long time. Can't kill off Insania as they chase down Skitter. Turn their sights now back onto the Timber. Jump in from Snaking. Bringing him low. Mickey has enough to get the kill. Now 33 trying to escape, but he won't be able to. They pull him back, punch him out, kill him. Triple kill for Mickey.
Harpoon that big farmed hero, and that's it. They're just calling
They're
GG. Yeah, they're well aware that this one is out of reach. And, man, what a Monkey King performance here from Mickey. Now, this is definitely a full team effort to enable this Monkey King. Like, that's kind of the idea. But they really got the most out of this hero that can often be just pigeonholed into buying Battle Fury and maybe doing a couple moves early, setting up with like Boundless Strike into some like follow-up arrow or some stuns or something, but then they tend to go on the back foot. They chill out.
Right.
Maybe they're just like jumping around the sides of the map and farming it up. But Mickey, yeah, it was like this. He was just in there for the vast majority of this game, and a lot of that due to just and heals coming out from Darkseer, Oracle, and just crazy damage and control from Nisha this whole game. You can definitely look to everyone on this team as having a fantastic time, while Boxy just kind of got yanked. Boxy was certainly the easiest target they could find.
Yeah, I mean, even still, there were a couple saves in there where he was able to get away from things, had his force staff to save others too. Yeah, it was a go was the call from Mickey and the rest of them, and it was exactly what they needed to do for Tundra. I mean, again, reiterated at the end of this game, they're in a really scary spot. Yeah, dude, this is crazy.
This is so funny. Vacuum, wall.
How did he get out of the cogs? Did he just like get pushed out because there were too many heroes in there?
I think it might have been just too many units. Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like.
Oh, really unfortunate.
Yeah, he vacuumed in the CK illusions. He created his own illusions. Timbersaw is casting 3 spells on 1 billion illusions, generating 18,000 points of damage that don't do anything. And, I mean, that's definitely one thing, too, is that I think that this Timbersaw struggled to really put damage where they needed it. It seems to be a consistent issue we're seeing with this hero, too. Whether it's win or lose, it feels like the hero's really good at farming, but the idea of actually putting the damage on the heroes you need to put the damage on is something that they're struggling with.
Yeah, I agree. And, of course, this last fight, it was basically all over at this point. But, yeah, just to get back to where we were at before, like, I'm looking at this group stage, and I think Tundra really need to find a win here. Obviously, they have more games that they need to play, but a 2-0 loss puts them significantly below Shopify and Liquid. And I don't know if any other team is really going to be falling down that low. It's a scary situation to find yourselves in, and this is not where we thought we'd find this team, who's been top of the marks over and over again. So we'll have to see what ends up happening as we get ready for our next match. We're going to go a quick break, and when we come back, Team Liquid versus Tundra, continuing on.
مستمتع وتلاقي الوجبة جاية على الأصول واو يجيك العيش هش طالع من الأوفن والدجاج يقرمش just the way I love it وتسوي كده وتسوي كده وتسوي كده مع الحشمة وانت بغراب خفيفة جيب تويستر أنا تجيب لي وجبة الزنجر بس كله يجيب اكسترا تشيز على الكرانشي تشيكن في السنتر حطلب باكت حطلب زنجر حطلب مايتي حطلب تويستر جيب له باكت جيب له زنجر جيب له الأصلي جيب له تويستر delicious yeah
And welcome back. We're here. We're getting ready for our, what's going to be our final game of the night. But there's still a lot more Dota to be played throughout the rest of this group stage. Liquid Tundra Game 2 coming up. And Trent, man, this is the window. This is the time. Tundra, they got to pull it together here.
This is where it's looking good. Pure has got the Refresher and the E-Blade. They're making their way up. They were really far down on BBT. But they're making the comeback happen here versus Talon. And, I'm just here to see it, is what I'm saying. I'm here to watch it and to know that they got this one in the bag and they're going to mix up this group right now.
So what exactly, can we talk about what you're trying to tell us, the interesting things? Because to be honest, that one doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in this group stage. And Trent's watching the other game. It's keeping up with it too. It looks crazy.
Listen, it's a crazy games happening right now. This is Dota. We got games all over the place. We got the squad mode active today here.
That's right.
Gamers 8. All right, so get your squad up. Squad up with your squad. Everybody hop on the call together. Watch all the games. Talk about how beautiful Dota is right now. Dino, dance, do your thing. And we were discussing what's going to happen in this group because of where Tundra are right now after having just lost that game. And I wasn't so concerned because I was of the opinion that, it's okay. Secret are going to go back. I don't know how they beat Bethlehem. That's what I thought. But they're going to start falling back down because Secret haven't been looking that great lately. But Secret just took a game over Shopify. So now Shopify are the team who you're like, aha, okay, well, Shopify, they're coming down to our level. If Tundra can win one game here, then they're already tied with Shopify. And that'll get them above TSM. The TSMs are the one who are down below. And everything's gravy.
Well, to be clear, it only ties Shopify at the end of this series if Shopify lose 0-2.
Yes.
But that is still at least something to play for at that point. And then the big thing is TSM also did end up losing. If TSM is winning games, that's when Tundra's in a real pickle. But that has not so far been the case. Although, again, you look at Bet Boom, they're kind of all over the place right now. Who knows? That's the type of team that's sporadic and crazy enough that they could start going on a losing spree and just completely bomb out in a couple of days and randomly lose a couple games to TSM, and that'd be terrible for these teams at the bottom. But who's to say?
Yeah, judging by the Pudge performance, I think they've secured Purge's computer. So Pure's computer. I think he's okay.
Okay.
I think maybe they can turn this one around.
Well, back in this game, obviously a lot of stakes being decided across both of the rest of the series that are happening 4 games simultaneously. But in this one, if you're Team Liquid, if you're Tundra, just win. Obviously Tundra, there's a lot of pressure on them, but likewise for Liquid, the pressure to get a 2-0 here, to get them out of that scary spot. And hypothetically, there's maybe even a way, depending on how it breaks, that they could get upper bracket. It probably isn't going to happen, but it's possible. So Io Storm is what they're going to end up taking. We've got Clockwork and Razor on the side of Tundra after banning out a couple of heroes. So do have at least that option for Owie to play in this one. He did struggle a little bit on the Clockwork last game, to be fair.
Yeah, they're bringing it back. And so this brings us to our discussion of the Io Leshrac from Gaming Gladiators and what's happening. So the Io Leshrac was being countered by the Razor. That was the idea that Gaming Gladiators seemed to have, and it was working very well. We also see that Liquid have attempted it in the past. They have been picking the Razor much like Team Tundra. Tundra, they just played it last game. They played it in their first opening match of the entire tournament here. They tried to do an Io Razor strategy together. That lost to BB Team. They also were not able to defeat the Io Leshrac when TSM pulled it out. That's how they lost one of their games to TSM from Team Liquid, was being defeated by the famous Io Leshrac despite having that Razor. So now, Tundra, they're busting out the Razor versus the Io combo, and Liquid not wanting to go for their Leshrac strategy. When seeing the Razor, they opt for the Storm Spirit instead. Do Tundra even ban the Leshrac? I think that would be an interesting decision here, because theoretically, there is a lot of shifting that Liquid can do. I don't think we need to worry about it. So let's just assume that they're very confident in this whole idea of the Razor versus the Lesh.
Yeah, I think that probably, you could run it in the off lane. Hell, you could even give it to Boxy if you want to be crazy. But I think that realistically, the Razor counter is still going to be the Razor counter, right? And it's going to cause those issues against the Lashrak in general. But there's a lot of other heroes that they could run together with the IO that sounds sick. I mean, honestly, run back to CK. Why not? We saw it come out from Tundra, but they could do it real well with an IO if they wanted to. Not likely that that's what we're going to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Mickey on one of these high-tempo type of heroes. I feel like that works very well against Tundra.
I think the Morphling is an interesting consideration as well, because that's actually what ended up happening in the Liquid game was that they picked the Morphling for Tomato versus Liquid's Razor, and the lane went relatively fine by the looks of it, but overall it's Morphling into Razor. Famously, Amar said that matchup is also actually good. He doesn't think that's a bad matchup for the Razor versus the Morphling, whereas it was considered a counter pick because you would just link back the Razor. Amar thinks it's actually not. He thinks that Razor wins that matchup, but obviously Amar is extremely experienced on the hero, and you have to be pretty dedicated to it. I don't know if 3-3 has gone to the same limits, or even if this is looking to be a 3-3 Razor at this point, of course, because we can shift it all over the place for Tundra.
Right. I'm trying to remember what it was that changed with Razor that made it better. I think it was one of his talents. It was like I'm trying to remember which one it was, but I think that like one of his talents later was like the answer and the reason it didn't work as well.
I think it
regardless.
was just, I think he viewed it as a plaything. Like he felt like you just outplayed the link.
Okay. That makes sense then. Okay, so first phase out of here. Tundra gonna go for the Lion this time, taking that away from Boxy.
They didn't let him have any fun on the hero, and they just take it.
Exactly.
He had 6 deaths last game. He was being bullied the whole time. Felt like everyone else on Liquid was enjoying themselves except for Boxy.
10 seconds remaining.
And then he doesn't even get his hero back here. So that could be Snake King. That could be Owie. I feel like it'll probably be Snake King, Clockwork, and Owie Lion, but we'll see how it goes. Might just be based on what the laning setups are. Liquid grab a super safe hero in the Rubik. Great versus the Lion. Pretty good versus Clockwork. Kind of goes both ways. And then a Lycan.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I think is this just the answer for Lion in general? Like try and find a way to bully him throughout the game?
I think and Razor. It typically is a pretty good matchup because he can't link you if you're ever ulted.
Right.
You're just like virtually guaranteed to be able to just retreat and then immediately re-engage into the Razor. But yeah, any of this like big summon stuff versus the Lion, not going to be having a really good time. When we were looking at the best win rates of the tournament as well, we talked a lot about Legion Commander doing very well. Lycan also having a really good tournament at the moment. He is currently 75% win rate after 16 games. So he's been a bit of a more of a niche hero, but he's been banned an awful lot. And when he does get picked up, he's having a good time.
Well, Tundra, they're going to take back the pointy-headed man for themselves. Paired together with one of the best combos for it in the game, the Clockwork, and then again having that Lion at hand and the Razor. I mean, all these heroes love to get either surged or paired together with a stun on the vacuum combo. We'll have to see how it works though in the sort of the game itself, and if he's gonna get a decent lane too. That's the other thing to watch for.
And it will be the very last pick there for Tundra. Currently, Liquid just saying, like, all right, what carries could give this a little bit of problem if it is Lycan in the off lane. So get rid of that Terror Blade. Tends to do pretty well versus both Lycan as well as just, like, Storm, you know. I mean, I guess there is the idea of, like, you get jumped on by Storm. It can be bad, but it requires a lot of follow-up. And they haven't shown that quite yet.
Right. Last round of bans. A Skitter hero is what we're looking for.
And probably a Mickey hero for Liquid.
Yeah.
Almost certainly. Although maybe we could see the safe lane Lycan. That was something that was starting to pop off quite a bit before this tournament. It was very popular in pubs.
What I want to see for Liquid is a Jug.
Okay, actually kind of insane though.
What's that?
Zai Brewmaster with the Rubik in lane, safe lane Lycan, have the Dispel versus the Darkseer auras, and have the toss up onto the Razor.
I mean, it's a good brew game.
Big stuff.
10 seconds remaining.
I just like the idea of Omni slashing a Razor.
5 seconds remaining.
Of what?
It's like Omni slashing a Razor for Liquid.
Oh,
and
I see
getting
what
a
you're saying.
wolf bite later.
I was confused at what that had to do with Brewmaster, but you just mean by picking Jug. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple heals happening too. Yeah, that's pretty good.
The brew definitely has some elements to it that sound pretty sick. I'm curious if he could deal with the Razor in lane if they want to just swap that and put it in safe instead of mid.
It's crazy they go for a Sven ban. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I guess we have seen that already where we had the Sven versus the Razor, and you could kind of understand why it doesn't really matter that much because the Link shouldn't be active long enough in most cases to actually hurt a Sven. And you have to actually get to the shard before you do anything to the stun when he casts that on you. So it's not the best counter pick, even if statistically Razor does do very well versus Sven. It can be played around with a little bit more than some other matchups are. Some matchups are just a little bit more the heroes themselves existing compared to how the players play them.
Right. Well, and also the Warcry, I feel like, is sort of a lot of what I've been seeing from this Razor. It feels like is trying to play around that minus armor, and Warcry makes that much more difficult.
I feel like Faceless Void could be kind of good here.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for their, it's just like if it wasn't for the lack of damage in Chrono.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's holding me back a bit here. But like, I don't think there's like an insane carry matchup left that would really ruin Faceless Void.
No, it's true.
Tundra Esports turned
Yeah.
Void.
That's
Nicely
very
done.
safe. Very safe. Not fun, I will say, but
Right.
very safe.
Doesn't really threaten Darkseer, and in fact, if Faceless Void isn't careful, depending upon who's in his lane, he could very easily get killed. It's one of those matchups that's super strange. Like, time dilation is annoying. Time walk is like very strong, but if you sort of are, if you have Vanguard or what have you, he eventually has to leave lane.
Oh, quick one out here. The puck. All right.
Oh,
So
that's good
that's
against
an
Storm.
Excellent puck game. Yeah, man. You got Coil versus Io, Storm, Lycan, Faceless Void. This is an insane puck game. He really has a lot of potential here. They have the coil the vacuum to potentially snap it. You can even sometimes get a snap with Cog's pushback if you're real good and you just have to be in the perfect spot when it comes down. Woo! I love that puck pick. Ways to kill the puck, of course, though. There is Boxy, not only with the telekinesis, but the potential for some steals from the Lions. So I always going to have to be really careful about what he gives away.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing to watch for here. I like it. I think the Tundra draft is solid. There is kind of that worry of like, if Mickey starts popping off, if Nisha starts popping off, they're going to make so much space for Zai to just push in along that bottom lane, playing on Dire and just shove things in with the Lycan. And the other thing is that they have this like natural steroid coming in from the Howl, right? Minus armor, it's going to be an issue. So we'll see what ends up happening. Game number 2, Tundra in a must-win situation. I think they've put together a very solid draft. Excited.
Yeah, a lot of it is going to be dependent on the gameplay you can get at a 9. And just like a lot of momentum. That's how I feel about puck lately. This hero is just all momentum. I feel like if you stall out and you're just farming camps and you're not fighting for a while, the hero just falls off a cliff. And when your other two cores are Darkseer and Razor, like Darkseer can definitely work the map and get a lot of farm going. Razor, unless you're constantly spamming your ulti and not worrying too much about potential engagements, it feels like you're also going to fall behind a little bit on that hero too, especially because this Faceless Void will probably go for a Midas if you start giving them a little bit of space. It could be a bit of a tough Midas game though, because he doesn't have the most damage thrown into his Chrono, so we'll see how Mickey plays it.
Yeah, I to be honest, based upon the way that we see Skitter play, I feel like he might end up getting Midas on Razor and like do what you're talking about, just use the ulti off cooldown. But let's get into it. Game number 2 online. Tundra already heading out across the map and ready for some action. I want to see 33 have a good game.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's ideal. I mean, he had an okay start, okay lane previously.
Oh, that was cool. Do you see that?
I saw the wolf was there.
Insania tethered up the wolf to make sure that he could get there in time to find Puck Ward.
To pop the smoke? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Good luck. Yeah.
What is this?
Fun, have fun.
A game
Immediately
of some
dewarded.
sort?
Very nice.
Another ward placed up on the high ground, though. And Owie heading over is going to be on top of a ward himself.
30 seconds
But
to
I
battle.
don't believe Liquid are going to come and try and contest any of this. Feels more likely that we're just going to see both of these teams trade off to a piece, as has been the case more often than not.
Yeah, we've only had a couple 3-for-1s. No 4-0s yet for us, I don't think.
No. Oh. 33. Yeah, he's going to back out of there. Doesn't want to get in trouble.
The battle begins.
So, again, in this game, things to watch for. How good of a start are we going to see Tundra get? Does Puck just sort of have free reign of the storm? It's a really...
Oh, hello, my friend. All right, Lyrical vanished into the void. That was interesting. Away he went. It's a real... And he just disappeared. That was pretty good. That was great. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game. Hello. Will be back in a little.
Hello.
It sounded so...
My bad.
Your voice just trailed off in the distance. It sounded like you fell down a well.
I think I did. I think that's actually what happened to me.
Oh, I couldn't focus on it. All right, well, Foxy, that's a lot being out of there. Back to the tower. And thankfully his courier shows up.
Oh.
Well, thank you for that.
No problem. Did I give you a little giggle?
Oh, man. It was very good.
Oh, God. Well, regardless, we're going to see that, Lycan probably going to... Actually, he has a wave that's going to be shoving out. It looks pretty hard. Into the side of Skitter and Owie down bottom. So we're taking a look at up top. 33 getting what he needs, but yeah. Wave kind of shoving in. They don't have access to a pull right now, and ooh, snaky. Careful there, buddy.
All right. Well, mid lane these days, Storm Spirit versus Puck. The whole idea of the Puck versus the Storm Spirit is definitely mostly focused on the mid game. This idea of just shutting down the Storm when he wants to get rolling.
Right.
Using the Dream Coil. Pretty free kill. The big thing, though, as we talk about all the time with these Spirit heroes, is the runes. Puck not super dependent on runes. Obviously, it's great a lot of times when you can get them, but Storm really relies on them. Snake King, double cogs.
Not bad at all. That's exactly what you want to see. First blood drawn by 33 and Mickey. This is what I was talking about. Once you time walk, you're done. Get gone. Huge plays.
Level 1 Ion Shell. That's actually crazy. That's so rare that a Darkseer finds a double kill with level 1 Ion Shell. It's almost always that power spike at level 2 in the Ion Shell. So, level 3, obviously, where you do the 50 damage per second. Because you think about it, you're either doing 60 damage per second with double or 100. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But able to pick it up before that. So that's going to really put the hurt on once he does get to level 3, because they're going to be back up and relatively sustained at that point. Link comes out with the immediate toss back here. Not going to be able to do much to Zai there with this Link this time. Still a massive 9 attack damage.
Dire's top tower is
Oh,
under
yeah.
attack.
No, not able to really get what he wants out of that one for Skitter. In the mid lane, you can see, though, that Storm actually having a great time on Nisha. 22-3 versus the 15-0. He's killing it.
Before I was so rudely interrupted by that amazing play top, that's what I wanted to point out, is that the laning stage, Puck used to be considered like a lane dominator, and that just really hasn't been a case for a while. At first, it's way better than it used to be, because the hero got absolutely gutted when we were playing in every single role,
Right.
and just dominating all over the map. But the last hitting power is a little bit better now than it was before, but it's just still not great. You can't really contend that much with the Storm when you're comparing it to the Overload plus just securing stuff using the Spirit, the Remnant. And then, of course, on top of that, you always have to be concerned whenever you use your Illusory Orb that there could be a rotation happening. So Much more about just the Dream Coil. That'll be the play here. Nice stun there from AUI to stay alive, as 9 does outclick Nisha for the Water Rune.
That's big. Yeah, top side, Insania takes the other one at least, so won't get a double refill. And in fact, Nisha, while they're diving over there towards the top side, is going to walk forward and put some hurt onto 9. So ended up really needing that one and trying to zone out Mickey. Now, this is the danger. Clockwork, it's why it's such a great answer against this Faceless Void. You just run at him. You don't need to attack. You can just stay close. Insane. The damage is there. Creep wave into the tower. This is a huge problem for Mickey.
Yeah, and that's low cooldown. He actually has to just back up now already, right? Cogs and battery assault. So if Mickey decides to jump again, could be troublesome. Meanwhile, the tower is just getting beat down at the time. Nisha, on the other 9. Nice.
Oh my god. Yeah, he has to walk back home. And that's a whole wave missing. So while top is really punishing the Faceless Void, which, by the way, Mickey is still getting ran at by 33, he's saving the point and surge if he needs it. It's back in closer. Still hasn't hit a creep in a while. Mid, it's Nisha kind of dominating.
Yeah, he is going to be 6 well before 9 is. Can he get much done, though, I guess? I'll be on 9 in his use of the orb. Have to be a little bit cautious there, and especially if they give that 6-minute rune to Nisha.
33, still under here. Double Ion Shell. It's a Cogs push. They bring in 1. Storm Spirit trying to punish, but Surge away. Nisha fully committing for this vacuum
nice.
to get a little separation, but he gets the pull. That might be enough now. 33 with the Vanguard dodging a lot, gets under the tower protection. Extra armor keeps him from being killed. That was picture perfect.
Yes.
And that gives space for 9.
And if he misses the 6-minute rune because of this, which he probably will.
Yeah.
So
right.
He's going to have to deny it bottom with the Wolves, but that was very costly. That basically takes away your advantage mid from Nisha. I mean, I guess you can just say it as like we either had a chance to try and kill the Puck or try and kill the Darkseer, and because of that, now Puck is 6, and so he's lost his easy opportunity. He went under the tower.
9 misclick. I don't know about that. I mean, he's gonna die for this. Nisha on the hunt. 9 just. It was just a misclick, I guess. I can't think of anything else.
It might have been he hadn't seen the IO yet. I think he was still in the fog. And so I think he thought that he could just secure it. It might have been like a couple last hits under the tower, maybe just 1 last hit under the tower. He needs everyone he can get right now. And if you think that there's no IO, then Storm's not going to have enough to kill you.
Right.
Because he's like, I'm not going to rotate out of this lane yet with Coil anyway. So if I have to use it defensively, it's kind of whatever. But, I mean, that would be my guess. Or, as you said, it could have just been a simple misclick.
I mean, whatever the case, you look at what happened in the last 2 minutes, and they build up advantage, they lose an advantage, and then they regain the advantage because Puck ends up dying mid.
Yeah, that was a big save.
3 heroes.
Snaking?
Runs into all of them. Iron Shell wearing out. 33 moves back in. Vacuum to get some separation. Has a surge. Try and gets his buddy away. Snake King gonna die. Now no surge for 33. But with the Vanguard, too difficult to go for the kill.
Really enabling Nisha here. This IO pairing.
Yeah.
Now the clarity's going now. A stack too. Ooh, this is gonna be a big Storm Spirit. And would you rather have a farmed Storm Spirit or a farmed Darkseer? That is the question. I think I'd take the Storm, but 3-3, he's trying to show me otherwise here. Oh, can they get him? Can they get him?
Okay.
Oh, they can't get him!
Survives. And now a couple bashes. I mean, this is still a hard kill. There's no way you get him.
Who cares? Living. The only downside is that it stopped Nisha's supply of mana, because Insani had to go and save the Faceless Void instead. Meanwhile, they're rotating back mid. No Coil as they move into dire territory. They're feeling very feisty on Tundra.
Yeah, they're coming in to contest this. And in fact, the damage coming forward, they kill off Insania. Dude, this is such a smart play by Tundra.
What?
Holy shit. All right, can I tell you something? I study 33's games all the time. He makes this move where he wraps in when he gets his Vanguard and farms out those camps. Storm goes to gank him. Tundra bring people anticipating the gank. They're one step ahead.
They really are. And this comes back to picking the Razor. This might be one of the reasons why they're believing in this hero, because safe landers that can be completely isolated and still survive on the lane are pretty low these days. You think about like your Nagastyrons, your TBs, they all like head to the jungle. You know, our Drows getting forced to the jungle very early, like we've seen a couple of our teams been picking up relatively early in the draft, like this morning for Extreme.
Yeah.
Skitter can just like do the lane and do the jungle pretty safely, and that allows that rotation up top.
Radiant's
Man.
bottom tower is under attack.
9 minutes in, and so far Tundra looking good. A couple hiccups here and there, and Liquid still in a good position to start putting some pressure onto this bottom tower now. They lost their tier 1 a while ago.
I think the lack of runes are
Bottom tower
hurting them a bit here. Yeah, Nisha not able to get that big one. Looks like he's probably going to miss another opportunity here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now we did not leave an OBS as he left, though, so he's not going to be aware that there was a storm and an IO close behind him as he moves up top.
Under attack.
Right. Well, they're just farming out the camps now, too. And don't know if anybody's going to come back through that portal. Looks like they're just trying to get the mass farm on right now.
They're going to use this Invis rune here and head into the dire jungle.
Okay.
Mickey will be the target here. He is pretty squishy, only about 900 HP versus a level 6 line. He's very dead if he gets disabled first. Immediate jump there as the smoke pops.
Close.
Unfortunate. I don't know why Aoi was ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, he had broken the... I see. He broke the invis to bottle up, I guess, so...
Yeah.
Dire's
Must be it.
top tower is under attack.
Might have still been able to find a coil off there instead, but regardless, no big play yet on that front. Both teams just trying to get into that first set of core items. Almost Witchblade done on Nisha. Of course, Tundra trying to get into the Crimson Guard and continuing to just spam Ion Shells onto Snake King to look for fights or to let him farm.
They hit a scan here, too, as Boxy throws down that ward. They might think it's just 3-3, but Snake King is lurking with the hook shot. Might want to go for Boxy here.
Thinking about
Does he
it.
pull the trigger? Yeah, he wants it. Oh, yeah. Flare. Oh, swing and a miss.
Nice dodge.
Oh no,
I
he
can
went for it
ulti.
immediately and he hit the creeps.
That's not good. That's not right. Snake King in trouble, but now the Hex, Aoi, he's going to get caught too. A whole heck of a lot of damage. The Wolves eat up the Clockwork. 2 go down.
His courier.
Oh my god.
They're
Zai.
vicious.
Doing
He's
a
trying
lot
to
with the little.
tumblers. He was trying to tumbler and get the coil onto Zai, but yeah, couldn't get it. Oh, they tried so hard to like body block the Wolves and everything.
No luck. 12-minute
Could've
mark.
been worse.
Rune.
Potentially, too, here.
Coil. No rune there. Drop down the wall and the relocate to pull him away.
And that will get him that arcane rune. And it looks like it's... Oh, I'm saying that. I'm pretty sure...
Stolen
Yeah.
orb. Foxy, ready to go for more. Oh, he comes back and they gank him on the back go. Although they lose 9. 9 just died. All that magic damage, they didn't have an answer. 33, only level 1, but they drop down the chrono. Connects onto both. Holy moly. What a play. Liquid, this mid-game fight has been immaculate.
Dude, the first rune he gets all game, and of course it's an arcane rune. In the best timing possible, and the first chrono that gets dropped out there. Man, this is so similar to last game, too, where Liquid were just finding these crazy 5-hero team fights, where they would just bring a bunch of heroes here, kind of similar to what Tundra just did when they played that top area.
Right.
But they're really good at getting these big numbers when they most need it.
Is under attack.
And Nisha's back at full mana.
I think it was a good decision by Tundra to be like, all right, we're going to kill the Io when he comes back. But as soon as that arcane rune showed up, there needed to be a call to get out because Nisha just ran wild. And, of course, it was enough time that Mickey could come in, too. But, yeah.
Hand rune. Fairy's trinket still exists for some reason. You were right about the Midas on Skater.
Yeah,
There it
dude, he's
is.
doing it.
Mickey, no Midas. Skitter Midas.
No. Some things, never change. Didn't I say Skitter Midas and then ulting to farm creeps? He's got to do it, though,
Yep.
right? He needs to
Yep.
keep his net worth up.
Yeah, it does make it very difficult to be involved in the fights, unfortunately. And this is just to keep up, like, it's not even to surpass by doing this. Relocate here, though. Where are we going? Oh, we're stealing a Wisdom Rune, of course.
Well done, Insania.
That's annoying. Hunter going to smoke up again, trying to catch Mickey.
Yeah. And I think the fact that Liquid are feeling more comfortable in this
There
game.
he is.
Oh, unfortunate Snake King. Not
Well,
on
hold
the
on.
money.
Nine's still here. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. Breaking it, pulling him back in, and dead. All right, that was needed. So basically,
Whoa, that's a big jump, Nisha. He's punishing this. They immediately Power
What?
Rangers go TP.
he's crazy. What the hell? He's just out of his damn mind.
He's got mana to burn. He's got an IO. What does it matter? TP is forced. Now they're going to run top, maybe?
Are they just running back in? Oh no, they want to catch whoever's over there.
Oh, the scan hits, though.
There were
Tundra-
wolves that scouted that.
Did they have armor?
Oh, well, now they follow the courier. Snake King going to be the one that goes down.
Nikkei? Chrono?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? That too.
It's kind of like alting to farm. It's just instead of creeps, it's just AoE.
Right?
Yeah. It's relatively as defenseless when he's in a chrono.
True. Jump. Silence. Get him. Boxy. Waning Rift stolen. That's what allows them to get that kill.
That is a tough one to deal with. Stolen Waning Rift is very powerful on Rubik. Especially when you have 4 points in Arcane Supremacy, so you have plus 250 cast range. You want to see something gross. That is what that is.
That's nuts.
That is a crazy initiation possibility here. And really good versus all of their heroes, frankly. Razor's maybe the least annoyed by it, and even Razor's not going to be happy about it, but like Darkseer getting silenced right now, bad news. Lion, Clockwork.
I'm very concerned right now for Tundra. 5k gold lead already for Liquid and starting to feel like what happened in the last game.
They left him behind, all right? It's sad. They left their little gold auras.
Right?
Yeah, that was a mistake. That's 50 GPM just sitting on the other side of that portal.
Unfortunate.
Come on through, folks. We didn't nerf him. It can still go through the portal. He just needs a little micro. Maybe they're scouting. Maybe this is intentional.
True.
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, it is an Aegis on Tanisha at just under 17 minutes. They need to keep getting these items online. You know, they need a Blink Dagger on Aoi, trying to get to the pipe on Darkseer. Anything else? Sanj Kaya for 9, but, I mean, he is really taking a hit in terms of his farming.
Yeah, and he can't afford to build too defensively because they're already kind of low on damage.
Right.
I mean, unless they have like the perfect situation where they vacuum Earth Spike into something, but
Yeah.
it's not looking likely.
No, it's very tough. And the towers, they're just going to fall. This is the other problem, right? You're playing into this lineup that just wants to go. Nisha even stealing the last hits from the Ancients there. Taking everything from them. Oh my god, wait, what? Are they going to get him? I don't think so. No, in fact, he might get them. Depending on how this goes. Relocate. Okay, no problem.
Help! He wasn't quite sure what was happening there. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Oh. 6-12. And Snake King gets the cogs pushed back. Boxy forward with Waning Rift, and a couple more hits is all it's going to take. These types of kills, it's happening too easy.
9?
Chase. Time
Oh,
dilation,
he just
got
let
him.
the rip.
He's on him. That's it. 9 in trouble. Boxy in, finds the finish. 33 now turned upon. Trying to take down Mickey. It's not going to happen, but Skitter shows up, and that's enough for a kill on Boxy. Nisha, has he stuck around a bit too long, still has that Aegis for 3 minutes.
It's not great because it's just the supports, but it is certainly at least a start here for Tundra. There is still so much farm on 3-3. He
Yeah.
is keeping up exceptionally well considering how this game has been feeling. And you can kind of say the same thing about Skitter, too. I mean, obviously, there's a Midas help. He's 1-1-1. He hasn't seen a whole lot of action. It feels like the map is just being dominated by Nisha roaming around. Part of the reason why they're still kind of close, I guess, is because they're often very grouped on the side of Liquid, but it means they're winning a lot of these fights. They're going to try and just kill the units.
Oh, wow.
I guess that was more of a just try and live through the units, which he obviously did not. The Hex there from Owie. I don't know, bud.
Yeah, no, it's just going apart one by one. Now, Owie ends up dying, and Nisha gets to mana drain for a moment. But a double kill. Nisha 9-1-4.
Well, Helm Creep got a little bit busy there, so that's 250 gold. Go over to 3-3.
Again, a lot on the line for this game for Tundra. Like, they're down 8k, but they need to find a way to come away with the victory here if they want to keep their hopes alive of moving on in the tournament. Again, it's definitely not out by any stretch of the imagination, but it does start to get really tough if this group stage, if they get 0-2'd here.
Yeah. How come his Iron Shield does 120 damage per second on Rubik? That's a kind of a crazy amount of spell amp, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't realize he had Iron Shell. Okay,
And
yeah,
he
actually.
just got it.
Iron Shelling Wolves, Iron Shelling Lycan, Iron Shelling the Faceless Void. This is a good time to fight.
Foxy getting a little close there as they grab the Tormentor. That'll go to Insania. So that's really good this game because it increases the spell amp, and he's playing mostly with a Storm Spirit.
Blink Dagger, gonna be done on the puck. And again, if there is one thing that this lineup does quite well, it's the Wombo combo coming out from Tundra.
Radiant's middle tower
Owie is not close to his Blink Dagger, closer to a Shadow Amulet, as a matter of fact. But there is that potential of finding a big vacuum, and, maybe 9 sets it up first with that Blink Dagger.
Well, he'll get a shard to go with his Glimmer if he ever gets there.
Yep.
That's not really too helpful, unfortunately.
Stupendous.
All right. I think Owie should just rush eggs, and then
Okay.
he'll just hit it on the vacuum.
I like that.
Yeah, we're desperate times. It's the support equivalent of a rapier purchase.
Right. I like
If it
this.
works, it works. If it doesn't work, well, we were gonna lose anyway.
True.
Dire's top tower
Love
is
that.
under attack.
Up now 4-3-3. So the normal punch is out. How strong is it looking this game? It feels kind of hard to get it moving in these fights, I gotta say.
Fallen.
Yeah. To me, probably finding the punch on Nisha is going to be the best bet because he can vacuum him out of the ball lightning.
Wait. Hear me out. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Vacuum wall,
Yeah?
normal punch Lycan.
Oh.
You get Feral Impulse. You boost all of your illusions by 40%.
Okay, all right.
Kind of nuts.
Sure, why not? I'm down.
Dire's top tower is under
All right,
attack.
there it is. That's the strat. 3-3's got it on lock. He's figured it out.
Sounds hype. I mean, to be honest, the
It
big
would
thing
work,
is...
right? To be clear.
Sure.
It definitely works.
Okay, I believe you. I think one of the big things for me is just the damage that you get from the normal punch in this game. They've kind of been lacking that finishing touch. Up to 450 damage on a 9-second cooldown. Be pretty good for them. But they need to find the right fight. And at the very least, Liquid have not been absolutely ballooning the lead yet. They're still looking incredibly solid. And they've gotten that next set of items where they're basically getting ready to take the Roche fight. Minute and a half till it's capable of respawning.
Well, part of the problem is that... Oh, well, here we go, actually. I don't want to get too into it here. Because we might be finding our fight now. Boxy, no steal yet. What's the grab right away? Immediately gets the Earth Spike. Huge steal.
Oh, stun.
What a setup.
Has to be careful. Follow through right on top of him. Catches onto the Darkseer. He creates an illusion, but the jump forward and the finish. I mean, they didn't even have to use Chrono Trent.
Yeah, true.
That's a problem. That's a big
It's a bit
problem.
of an issue. I mean, here's the thing: is that Nine's having a rough go, right? It's the problem with the puck pick. It's like it is really good because the Dream Coil is extremely good versus all 3 of their cores. It absolutely owns their 3 cores, and
Down
as well as
bottom.
the IL+1 pairing is Snake King. Oh, maybe he
Oh.
gets saved. No, just to get one in the back.
Chase. Can Skinner do anything else? No. Owie is going to die to this. As stun came out from Boxy. Owie hiding. They actually are still controlling Skinner. Owie gets away. The lift is there, so they take him down. But as they chase in for more, they try and stop this, but you can't stop it. They take down Skinner on the edge of that chrono. 33 shows up to the fight. Nisha does not have enough mana pool to run in at him. He can't do anything here.
Yeah, I really can't. But I mean, this has been the issue with a lot of the puck picks that we've seen, where it does look good, but you know what? The key word was momentum in terms of puck, and he has generated no momentum this game. They
Right.
weren't able to get any like plays around the map because they have the heroes for it for sure. They have Clockwork and Lion. Like those are 2 supports that can get the game rolling with the help of a puck. You have these hook shots and a Dream Coil. We saw it a couple times, like when they managed to hunt down Mickey and stuff, and maybe you keep stacking up these fights and everything. But they got to the point now where Liquid are comfortable moving across the map, and they just immediately buy BKB on Faceless Void and on Storm, and that just invalidates puck in the current patch.
no.
You do actually have to hit the spell. That is
Oh,
another
man.
slight problem. I mean, he still has BKB anyway. It's kind of whatever.
At least get a BKB charge, though. But yeah, no, I hear you. It's a tough situation.
Better
Boxy running in, finding him. Owie again in trouble. Will get nullified and eaten to death. But they move in with the Darkseer vacuum, the punch. There's not enough of a follow-up. Nisha low on mana. Mickey doesn't have chrono. This is about the best time that they could hope for. But they won't decide to chase anymore. Skinner doesn't want to run after him.
Bro, look at his damage with his Feral Impulse, though. I mean, look at how hard he punches.
True.
All right, this Darkseer, huge.
That's true. No, he has it. Well, they're hunting. They just give up a little bit too late. Too early, rather. Mickey gets out of there.
I opened up chat and someone said, "Why not just wall the Lycan?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." It's like you're already
Nailed it.
getting the aura. You don't have. I mean, I guess you get 2, so it's like double.
It's
safety.
double as good.
It's at least if they kill 1, you still have the aura.
Yeah.
There you go.
Foxy? He gets away. Big vacuum. 3. And
Okay.
he is going for the blink dagger. Zip down.
He's had some pretty nice ones with that. Oh, Owie, the ultimate lurk here. I mean, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
When you have that chance and you don't think it can amount to anything other than being BKB'd and instantly killed, not looking
Right.
great. I mean, the guy's got 6 blood grenades just trying to increase his HP pool.
Hook
Truly
shot.
the fluffy hats of our time.
Got him. For the moment. Stun. Dead. Did you take down Insania? No, absolutely, though. He's buying the blood grenades. He's hoping he can get something out of them. But it is definitely, it's feeling like Liquid are in full control of this one.
And like gladiators in the pit, they're just letting Mickey 1v1 the Roche, and then Nisha decides to help. They saw a certain highlight from this tournament, and they don't want to be too clumped in there.
True.
Nobody wants to see that again.
I do remember. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing it again, to be honest. It was a pretty cool moment. But you don't want to be the one that it happens to.
No, you don't want to go extinct like the pandas.
Dire are scanning.
10 to 22 and a 14,000 gold lead. They are going to go check for the Wisdom Runes, and it looks like Liquid are there again. Take this one. Sania just getting out of harm's way while the rest of his team pushes through the top side of the map. So Insania is actually not there with them, and it's going to take a while to get there. But Tundra, even without the IO, just don't feel safe going for any type of a defense.
Has fallen.
They also have couriers moving across some wards right now too, so they have a general idea of where Tundra are playing at the moment. Just kind of farming out that eastern side of the map right now. That's partially why they're also comfortable, I think, just going this far forward.
Radiant's
Right.
top tower
They do have crazy potential now with this blink on Darkseer, right?
If you do get the coil into the snap, if they don't get the BKBs off in time, there's a lot of different links.
that they can do together with the help of that Lion to maybe bring someone down, but that's all in the face of a potential IO relocate or Rubik saves,
Yeah.
a dead Clockwork, you know, it's all adding up here.
No. And as is the Tundra way, you kind of just need to send these heroes out sometimes to die, to try and figure out where the enemy team is, get some space. But while you're doing that, Liquid are looming ever larger. Zai now done with the Orchid on top of the Nullifier.
Dude, poor 9. This guy's going to try and make some play. I mean, do they have any way of dealing with this Orchid on their entire team? They have a Manta on Razor,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Well, Razor going to be the one jumped on. They do get the coil down. Finger of Death, back wall onto 3. The punch to follow. But Nisha gets the BKB. It's IO dead. Not a bad way to start as Boxy in some trouble. Gets the push away. Actually lives. And now chasing up high ground. Misses the stun.
Whoa!
Oh, that's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Oh, no. I don't think it would have mattered anyways. He was still dead regardless.
That mana drain, though. I mean,
That's true.
oh, the ward. It's spot snaking.
Finds him. Does he chrono? Not going to do it.
That would be excessive.
Oh, hello. Onto him here. And decides to jump away. Doesn't want to turn and burn. Vacuum back for the punch. No. Can't quite connect. Another round.
They do kind of come back. I mean, he's holding Chrono here, but he wants someone good.
Finds the pull onto Snaking on one side.
Nice.
Catching the puck and just going to let him die. They do go all in now on the Lycan with the punch back. Do they have anything else to follow? Buyback comes from the puck, wants to get into this one. The Iron Shell doing good work. Zai starting to fall, finally gets taken down, and now
they got
also
him.
starting to bring Nisha, but he gets the cheese off. Still has the Aegis in hand. Mickey turns onto both of them, trying to take down and kill off Skinner. They go all in on the Razor. He's going to fall. Owie next one to go down too. Everybody from Tundra is starting to die. Do they have a way to get this guy out? No. A takedown for Liquid. Aegis untaken.
That is a great Orchid reveal there from Zai. Helps get the first kill, forcing the buyback there from 9. And even though they managed to get a little bit back in that engagement, it's not enough. They ended up bringing down Zai as a core and then the IO, but overwhelmingly, still a big victory here for Team Liquid as they now move towards the high ground with the help of a catapult. And with just a Clockwork and a Darkseer to defend, I don't think they're too concerned.
Radiant's bottom
No,
tower
no,
is under
he's out on the map right now, trying to get into a Lotus for Darkseer so he can have something to deal with these silences. And
Force is Glyph, though, so, I mean,
yeah, it's good.
at least they're able to use that from Tundra, and that way they don't want to stick around until the Lion's back up. But that just means that, well, I mean, what's the window left on this Aegis? 34 seconds? Okay, well, they don't get another high ground with the Aegis, at least.
Right. No, it feels like they're gonna probably try and find something outside of the base for a fight. But at least for now, you know, you look at that graph, it tells the tale of this game. There's been some ups and downs a bit, but by and large,
Hold on. Don't pull a
all
23
tilted.
Savage on me now. He almost
he
died to
go?
Tormentor. He had to let it go. Had to go back to the Ancients for a little bit. Like Mickey. Oh, now Mickey's going to try his best to not die.
jeez.
Now, if we work together, team, you know.
Take it on one at a time, individually. It's like fighting bad guys in like an action movie. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Tormentor is the hero, and each one of these guys runs up to, I'll fight you right now. And 9 gets it.
Is that the best one that was left? Maybe, I guess. Slightly better. Is the Surge one useful, Mr. Darkseer Spammer? Do you find it ever does
It's
much?
really good. I think it's very, very good. The
Oh,
problem
it's a
in
percent slow too, 50%. Oh, okay.
exactly. The problem in this game is that you still have to worry about like storms zipping all over the place, but it makes a big difference. Oh, okay. Well, that's a reveal. Tries to get away, chasing on one end, finding his way out, but they'll kill the puck. Hex reveal gets a puck kill. And now relocate back to base to re-heal all the way up.
Fortunately, only a stolen phase shift here for Boxy. I mean, he also has the shard, so, you know, crazy damage coming out here when he phase shifts, but hoping for something a little bit better there. Is Snake King, this is the state of the game, guys. If you look at this clockwork, this is where we're at right now.
Poor guy.
Not what you want to see.
No. No, it's a tough
Woo,
one.
let's go, Snake!
Yeah, he's getting him. Taking him out.
When you're earning up to fight the golems.
Yeah. He's just doing economic damage, right? He took one of them away.
Hey, he can't go and take that from with Zai now, right?
Oh. Maybe a chance. Hook shot. Not quite going to be there on the mark. And Boxy gets away. Oh, they got to be careful. They got to be careful. Trying to run. If they can get to the corner, maybe they're going to be safe. But they're moving in with the Chronosphere. Oh, they got them all. They're all grouped together. Chrono down onto both. Vacuum to pull him out of it. I don't think that's going to... They're still all dying. Everybody's falling. And now on the other side, they tried to connect on the Lion. Can't even get him. They find the Hex. Catch 9. Kill him off 2. The coil did nothing. And now 25,000 gold lead just ballooning out here by Liquid.
Well, friendship with Pugna ended. Now Io's my best friend. Nisha is 15, 1, and 12. Whole team playing fantastically around in this entire game. Very impressive stuff here.
Snaking. Nisha goes in. Tries to get him. Oh, one last hit. Leaves him actually there on the top side with 4. Pushing all 3 lanes simultaneously. They know there's no glyph. Now they regain a glyph. Going to use it as 2 towers fell simultaneously. But they're trying to end this one. Liquid up so much gold, so much net worth. The fight is not there for Tundra.
It's really not. They're going to jump on the Lycan. He's got the drums.
Trying to do what
Eat
they
the drums
can.
of war.
Mickey in there onto him. 9. The back, it's not enough. They already have lost 1. They buy back on the Razor, but buildings are falling. It's a satanic done for the Faceless Void. 2 lanes already dead as they head up to the top side. They'll find Mickey, but the Force Staff, it keeps him away. Mickey's fine. Mickey goes back in, does not have Chrono, but it doesn't matter. You can just right-click him. Takes down that Lion. Now on to Skitter. This would be a dieback for him. As Mickey doing so much damage with this Mjolnir, it's just hitting onto everybody. Even when Hex, they're not quite enough. They finally bring him down. But do they have enough to win the fight? They take down Skitter. Nisha does end up falling. Gives so much gold. Back the other way. Hold on a second now. Have they actually done it? The Shard? The Shard is good. Keeping them alive. The Surge that was stolen. 33 on to Zai. This is another enormous pickoff. They got a lot of gold. But I just don't know if it's going to matter.
2,100 gold for Puck. 2,027 for the Darkseer. And even the little lines that look kind of puny there is 1,900 there. So I guess AY might actually find a blink. Oh, he spent out for the drums for the defensive fight there. He already used them twice, so he definitely gets a big value there in that fight. Man, Mickey definitely getting a little ahead of himself there. He had the Satanic. He was feeling a little clowny, you know.
Right.
Didn't have the Chrono. The Halberd was really preventing the damage onto Skitter. Took a little bit longer between just getting halberded and then also just having the general evasion from Halberd and the Elven Tunic. Sure, that was a little frustrating.
Right.
But obviously they just secured a pretty huge economic advantage by taking 2 lanes of racks. So let's see what they spend their newfound gold on.
Well, also levels make a bit of a difference here, right? Like you get level 20 on Puck on Darkseer. Aoi got level 15. He has 5 stacks. It's not insignificant. Oh my god. I just realized that Skitter is actually lower level than the other 2 cores on the team. I guess that makes sense since he died at the start of that one.
Yeah, it is sad when you're the guy who bought the Midas, though.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Relo finds him. 33. He was on a ward. I mean, that ward is a backbreaker, right? Like, you know they're going to go there to farm, and so when they step out, you just jump. This IO, it has been everything for Liquid.
Yeah, it feels like the IOs, the Underlords, we're seeing a lot of great global plays so far in the games we've been having the pleasure of casting. Did he just... Yeah, he just phase shift killed that Curry. That was pretty funny. I saw Boxy.
Darkseer buys back hook shots onto the creeps and now dies. Now they jump in. The Hex was there. The Chrono, it's immediately out. Skidder can't do a thing. Everybody starts to fall. They pull him back in. BKB is done. Nothing left in the take for Tundra as they are going to get 2-0'd by Liquid in a moment when they could not afford to have it happen, and GG is called. I mean, Liquid, this is exactly what they needed, and for Tundra, it couldn't have been worse.
Yeah, this is very disheartening for them moving forward into this group stage here because they're down there. They are now just straight up at the bottom of the table. We'll have to wait to see how TSM series plays out, but for now, they're going to sit all by themselves down there.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. Again, kind of keeping our eyes on what happened in this one. Speaking of which, by the way, I just tuned in quickly, and TSM are up in that Aster series. So if that holds somehow, that would put Tundra all the way at the bottom. But man, Mickey.
Oh, that was a good chrono.
Mickey had such a good series. The Monkey King last time around, and then the Faceless Void in this one. Immaculate play.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a very common trend with these puck picks lately, where the hero just, I don't know, it feels like it looks good on paper, at least to me, just with how good the ulti is at locking down these heroes and preventing them from exactly what they want to do in the early game, but teams struggling to really enable it and to keep those consistent coils happening at the earliest parts of the game.
Right.
Just there didn't really feel like you could get that presence of the hero. They didn't keep snowballing the kills or anything like that. They didn't feel like they were putting any fear into you all over the map, and so Liquid just kind of farmed. I feel like Zai just looked unimpeded the entire game, despite being pretty alone the whole time. Like Nisha was always backed up by Insania. They have Insania, but at that point, Nisha's so powerful that he either continues fighting and just dominates the rest of the engagement, or he gets saved with a pullback by Boxy, or he just zips away. They couldn't convert the IO kills into much else.
Totally. No, it was a big issue. And, you know, again, it's worth reiterating, yes, Tundra probably played better with their stand-ins, their coach. They have that chemistry. He understands the system, what needs to be done. But at the end of the day, it is still playing with the stand-in, which is difficult. And, you know, there were a couple of times where, honestly, everybody on Tundra was sort of feeling out of sorts, it felt like. A couple misspells here and there. But in the end, it was also just a really solid performance from Team Liquid. Tundra, they're not completely out of it yet in terms of this group stage. There's still games to be played. For Liquid, this does catapult them pretty far up there. They're sort of jockeying with position now with Shopify and Team Secret to see where they're going to end up at. A lot to go on and a lot more games to come, Trent. Man, we're done for today, though. There's more that are going to be happening on this channel, but what'd you think of the games we saw?
A pretty exciting games for us overall. It's so far we witnessed a lot of Timbersaw. That was definitely one of the heroes that was standing out for us. We talked a little bit about Legion Commander, so I'm looking forward to see how that hero continues going. No Meepos for us today. We weren't getting that one. We've also had, over the past 2 days, though, a lot of discussion about IO and Underlord and just like global strats there. So I'm curious now to just go check out the other streams, see how IO is doing. I feel like it's not really showing up that much in terms of like the picks compared to the bans, but I'm seeing now it is up there. It's in that big clump of the more picked support. So, and it's also doing really well. It's got like a 63% win rate now. So,
jeez,
IO is looking like a good hero. Unfortunately, though, we just saw another Razor loss. Despite Razor also been looking like a pretty strong hero. So, there's definitely some shifting happening in the meta, but the stalwart forces of Rubik and Snapfire are still going strong.
True enough. We'll always love to see some shifting meta. We'll see what happens as the group stage continues on. For now, we're going to go a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be Gareth and Waga taking over for the rest of the series today.